Hey guys, this is Ben, and welcome to another episode of Off-Road Recon. In this episode, we head down to the Buffalo River for an overnight overlanding trip. Along with us on the ride is David and Mike from Facebook. Along with Mike is Mary Beth, his wife. We appreciate you guys coming down and doing this overnight trip with us. So stay tuned here as we get off of the highway and get on to the dirt trails into Buffalo River in Arkansas.
Not on the phone. Whose phone is that?
My phone.
Oh, nice.
Oh, my blanket.
Get the iPad out of it. Everybody roll your windows down.
Yeah, I don't know how.
So, we've been driving here about an hour and a half. We're down here in Arkansas, and Claire just threw up all over the back of the car. Claire, show them. Get your arm out of the way. She's trying to show it off. Yes, she does. She wants to show everybody. So anyway, we're getting ready to pull over, and we got to get our convoy to be all right with it. And dude, it smells. Connor said he's going to throw up next, but he'll have to hang his head out the window. And anyway, we're getting close to the ghost town here. And
I'm really excited.
anyway, stay tuned here. We're going to get this puke cleaned up and see if we can get to this ghost town.
Continue on County Road 125 for 5 miles.
So we've made it to the border here of the Buffalo National River, as we're in search of a ghost town that we've heard a lot about. Stay tuned here as we find our way up to an old homestead, and we're able to look around in the old cabin and the old outbuildings. We'll also make camp right around this old homestead for the evening.
Okay, so we just made it down here to the, Buffalo National River. So we just had our first crossing on the Buffalo National River, and we'll basically keep kind of snaking back and forth across this national river. But we're getting close to this ghost town. Mike said we'll run into a church first. I don't think we're kind of coming in on a different route than before, so we've never been down here. Mike and his wife have been down here at one time or another, so it's beautiful down here, and the river's running good. We've had a lot of rain, a lot of snow, so look for a pretty fun trip. And it's actually kind of warming up. I think it's in the mid-40s now, maybe. Yep. As we get further south, it starts kind of warming up. So stay tuned here. Pretty soon we'll get up on some bluff tops and see if we can get some good footage for you.
Just order your local garden really fast before she puts everything up.
This is the church down here, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say that. The church and the road to your left dead ends into a big camping spot with a big spring.
Hey, that's kind of cool.
And then you follow it down, it takes you down to the other homesteads. And
This road here?
yes.
Oh, After we look at the church, just get on the trail.
Now say if you follow this road all the way, it'll take you back.
Oh, really?
What are you doing, Olaf?
According to National Park Services, the locals have said that the church was built in 1896 and stands in great shape today, and still frequently is used by various services.
The church gives us insight into the historic communities that developed along the Buffalo River. A school and a general store used to stand in the area too, but the church and a few homes, including the Parker-Hickman Farmstead across the river, are all that remain of this historic community.
Stay tuned here as we travel across the river to the old homestead. Late 1800s?
It's those spider webs I got sent to mail.
100 years?
1900. About 1900 for the original built structure. So I bet it was, 1900, early or late 1800s, somewhere in there.
Look, it's a broken window.
What's a window?
What's next? Erbie Church.
What is this?
Maybe a different kind of glass. It got broken in. I don't know.
Look at the locks. Ancient.
It's like they pulled the chimney out, built that to sustain it, took the fireplace out.
That was a bad call. It's crazy in here.
I'm never trying to make a sermon with the fire on your backside.
I was crawling around the guy's attic one time. His house was built. I just wanted to take a second here and appreciate the craftsmanship of the late 1800s guys. The way that they laid these rocks and things, just absolutely amazing with not having modern tools. So, also I want to touch on when you go to historic sites like this and they allow you to go inside and take a look around, please take really good care of everything, guys. Don't vandalize, don't mess anything up, leave it better than when you got there so we can continue seeing these type of historic landmarks.
Go try it out. Everything.
So as we get down into this creek bed, we come up to our first low water crossing. Guys, I can't tell you enough, be super cautious when you get to these low water bridges. A simple mistake can cost you a lot, and we don't want to see that happen to anybody out here on the trail. So we actually pull up to this crossing here and we look at it a little bit, and then I decide I'm going to inch out in it. Obviously we made the kids and everybody get out of the car. And as I inch out into this, I kind of see how deep it is and just kind of feel the current out. Overall, I figure it's going to be safe enough. It's not deep enough. The current's moving fast. So we go ahead and make our crossing here. It was a lot of fun. As you can see here on the right side of your screen, I'm kind of squatting down. What I'm doing is Mike is inching out into the water there, and he has the least amount of clearance. So I'm just ensuring that the water is passing under his rig and not broadsiding the side of his vehicle. This was a safety precaution. Mike made it across just fine. Kudos.
Yeah, shock, Shirley. You got that much travel.
Suspension on you.
Yeah.
I told him as long as he can do it, we can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
With him riding
Yeah,
that
it wasn't
right
near as
now.
nerve-wracking the second time, man. The first time I'm thinking, it looks like it gets deeper out there, it looks like it gets deeper out there, and then you look over the edge and it's like a white water.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe this isn't the little town that we saw on there. The thing that we saw looks like
want them to see my designs.
A feed mill there.
So we've overcome our first high water crossing. We stop on the other side of it to talk about it a little bit. After all, Mike's running a fairly stock Mitsubishi Montero, and his water line just barely cleared the undercarriage of his rig. So stay tuned here. We're almost to the old homestead and the historic site.
Look inside the Jeep so I can show you all these without putting them on the dot.
So we've made it down here to the old ghost town homestead, and it looks like there's a trail that goes through the homestead, across the spring here, and up the hill. And we don't really know where it goes, but there is no posted signs that says you cannot drive up it. However, it does say please close gate behind you. So this to me looks like a legitimate road we can drive. I will lead the coordinates for this homestead because this looks really cool out here. So don't break the rules. That's right, we don't like breaking rules. So stay tuned here. We may even camp out around here somewhere, around this old ghost town. So stay tuned tonight. Could get exciting.
Let's go. Come on, guys.
So we're in the upstairs of this old homestead cabin out here in the middle of nowhere. There's a freshwater spring outside. It looks like it's just one little ranch here. And what time is it? It's about 1 o'clock p.m. We've already found a camp that we think would be awesome. But I think we're going to continue on a little longer and see what else there is down here. We haven't even made it to the ghost town yet. This is probably the house on the outskirts of town. So anyway, stay tuned here.
Whoa!
Yep.
That's so good.
Drink that water.
It's not even that cold though. I thought it was
That's good. It's not hot out here.
And the
Spring water's
hiking
what, about
trails
52
go all the way
degrees?
through here.
The Parker-Hickman Farm includes the oldest standing structure in Buffalo National River. The farm was homesteaded in the 1840s by settlers from Tennessee. It embodies agricultural landscape with farmstead, fence rows, roads, cattle gates, garden and orchard plots, wooded slopes, and springs.
Unlike most farms in the Ozarks, the landscape is in remarkable condition, with barns, a smokehouse, fences, and stock feeders still intact.
See how they used to do the ceilings in these? They didn't have wallpaper, so they
See what it is there?
put these newspapers up.
That's cool. I can see like a Texas.
The whole house is sloping off.
Rose.
Yeah.
All right, I'm headed out. Seen it.
That and like a.
Claire, you want to
They
spend farm?
made wallpaper.
Yeah.
There's your food stores, probably.
Yeah, it's amazing it's not horseshoe.
Yeah, you
tearing
can tell
things
it's kind of upkept.
A shoe?
It's a shoe.
Yeah, that's a shoe now.
Yeah.
Now you can see the back of this baby in the front.
Oh, good. Thank
She
you.
actually has a dress on though.
Thank you, Grandma Jamie.
My grandma.
That'd be kind of cool though. Yeah.
It's a hiking only.
Are you even looking there? Or are you too scared?
Just a while, just hike.
Just like an old shed.
BRT.
That's
Oh, and that's
pretty
pointing
nice,
that
but I
way,
found
though.
a big spider web now.
That's for that trail. I wonder if you can drive up this one. You're not supposed to drive up this one?
Not supposed to.
This one says
BRT.
hiking and everything that way. This looks like a road.
Maybe that road is circled
It
around.
probably
Sure as hell don't
used
say
to.
not to anywhere.
It probably used to be.
As it seemed there was a lot of uncertainty on whether or not to go up this road, we decided to go ahead and take route. It was a good decision. At the top of the road there was an old graveyard dating back to the 1800s. It was a pretty cool old travel to get there.
Okay, so we followed this old road that goes through the old homestead down here, and there's a gate, and it takes you up the hill. And it's not a long trail, probably a half a mile to the end of it. They have it closed off. This probably used to be the old main road, because what you find in here on the hilltop is an old cemetery. I think the oldest grave we found was 1806 maybe. Mike found it. And so anyway, now we're headed back down to the homestead, and we're gonna see if we can kind of unpack some sardine style packing here in the Jeep to get some lunch. So stay tuned here. It's been a pretty awesome day so far out here overlanding in the Ozarks mountain range, Ozarks maybe? Ozark Mountains, something like that. Arkansas. So anyway, hang tight. We'll see you soon. Ready? Close it out.
You already closed that. You already said we'll
Close it out again. They want to hear you.
Came off the hill though.
Yeah. It makes sense why the road though. They have to have it open to the cemetery. Yep. It's like that old cemetery road we went down it. Yeah. Look at that tree. That's all.
After looking around the graveyard for a few minutes to see who could find the oldest grave, we decided we were hungry and we were going to head back down to the homestead to eat lunch.
You know, the really old one's just a rock. There ain't nothing on it. Right. Yeah. People still come down here and put them on there.
Just leave them in. Hope you're
Come here and watch the excitement.
No. We're going to make a sandwich. Here's how
want
it goes.
I thought, didn't you have a different one?
Yeah, I got rid of it because...
I guess it's already off. I don't know. Just whatever you do, don't turn it on before you get it out of there.
I'm gonna switch.
That's just making you touch old gummy worms.
No? You're switching the gummy. Let me see.
Alright, so we're back in the Jeep. We had lunch at the old homestead. And now I think we're just going to get on this county road or trail or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to try to follow the river as far as we can here. And if we find a good spot to camp, we're going to camp. So stay tuned here.
Wow. Oh, hell, they got like a concrete barrier in there. Hey, see that? Yep. Yeah, there's a big concrete barrier in there. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Look at the list of that picture. Yeah, whatever.
So as we follow this trail to a dead end, we decide it's probably best that we start looking for a place to camp. We're contemplating camping here or camping down by the river at a campsite that we had spotted earlier on in the day. Ultimately, we decided to go back to the original campsite and start setting up camp.
People come down here for this dead end and turn around. We're here.
Yep.
There's firewood right there.
I'm not sure if we're in National Forest anymore though, right in here. Okay, we've got the lens filter off of the camera now, which puts it kind of close in here where you can see everything around with our faces. And we're just leaving the gas station here. It brought us down here by the Buffalo River. We've been kind of following the Buffalo River all the way through here. And so we gassed up our rig. I was on about a quarter of a tank. We put some miles on it today. And we're kind of backtracking a little bit. And we're going to go over near that homestead. We found several good places to camp there. So we're headed over that way. We're going to try to get camp set up before dark and see if we can get some dinner cooking because we're all hungry and ready to eat. So stay tuned here and we'll see you soon.
As you can see in the video here, the high running, fast moving water is a force to be reckoned with. It looks like the water's wiped out this bridge, and at some point or another, it took a truck with it. Downstream you can see the truck hung up in the trees. Again, I decide to inch out into this water slowly upstream where it's a little shallower. Once I make it across and come back across, David gives it a shot as well. We both made it successfully. We feel accomplished. This is what Jeeping's all about.
So we've done some talking, and I think we're going to switch the camera around, so this is what it's going to look like now. Brandy's wanting some FaceTime, and Kinsey, actually just Kinsey. Brandy doesn't like being on camera.
I do.
So, tell me what you guys think. Is this alright? Because it's more like I'm just narrating. Just really kind of narrating what's going on in here right now. Anyway.
Every trip has got its ups and its downs. We'd finally reached the down of our trip, which was a U-joint that had failed. It had dang near fallen out of the front end of my Jeep. So I knew my off-roading time was over. Now we were just going to make camp, try to have some good food, and tell some good stories for the evening.
Get a little one like that. Yeah. That one I got big. Yes, I got the stove. Timber.
Already.
What do you got going on over here? One of them Insta meals?
Yep.
Right, just boil up some water and
Chicken and rice.
chicken and rice.
Non-sponsored.
Dinner of a champion. Yep, David packs a little lighter than we do.
I didn't have my butter.
Yeah. Of course, he doesn't have a blown out axle and no shocks.
At one time I did.
Thank you. Blair's been shaking his ass.
What have I been shaking on? That?
Yeah.
This?
Seasoning, right?
Pow. Pow.
Pear.
Wow. Pow? Is that good?
Pear? It's really saying orange.
Pow.
Okay.
Is that good? Pow?
We're gonna get that slow motion in.
I'll just slow down a lot.
Slow motion. Just cut like you normally do. So people, wow, doing good.
I'm gonna stoke this fire back up too, I promise here. Okay. We can get this producing some smoke and flames for us.
I want your brandies. Yeah. This is the most loudest signal. Why do you smile?
That's weird.
People love food. I'm telling you, for sale.
People love food.
Snake over here.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Well, these are
We'll see you on our next clip.
these are vegetarian steaks. This is all
See you on the next
plant-based
clip.
here. See them plants in there?
What?
We're vegetarians now.
Oh.
There's no beef in these,
I didn't
right?
know that.
Right, Claire?
No,
Oh, well, I need some light on it.
not light.
There you go. Tell them about these steaks.
They're beef.
What else about them?
They're from a cow.
Is that it? He's done.
I'm done.
All right, so we're in our rooftop tent here and getting ready to go to bed, aren't we, Claire?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna eat this.
I think my lens is kind of fogged up, or maybe the screen is. Oh, it's the screen. Yep. Anyway, we got our heat running down there, and the kids right here on their bunk beds
Eating.
eating some candy or something.
Mine's already yellow.
Giant candy bar. I'm gonna
Clara.
eat this.
I'm Brandy, and this is our little humble abode for the night.
I like it.
So
It's comfy.
hang in there, and we'll see you in the morning.
We got the gun in here.
We do have the gun in here for protection,
Yes.
just in case.
So no one tries to hurt anyone.
So no one tries to hurt anyone. That's why you use guns. So no one tries to hurt anyone. Everybody think about that.
You should tell us a bedtime story then.
I'm gonna tell a bedtime story.
Are you
Anyway,
really?
we'll see you guys in the morning. Please don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. Share with all your friends. It's about 4:30 a.m. and we just ran out of gas. And Connor and Clinton jacked around with the heater for half an hour. Gas the whole tent up. And smells like napalm in here. So no, it actually doesn't smell bad in here at all. But we did run out of propane. And we were running on a couple of those little bottles, and they don't last long. So now we've got the 5-pound bottle hooked up. Had to go outside in the cold. It's only like 20 degrees again tonight, and drag the hose in and do all that. But this should get us through more than we need. We'll see you in the morning.